Hello, everyone. Welcome to Todd Talks. I am Todd. This is James Haeck. He's our lead writer over at D&D Beyond. I'm Todd Kenreck. I am the creative manager over at D&D Beyond. I lead the creative everything, anything creative on D&D, except for the books. I don't write the books. James actually writes some of the books. So that's a whole thing. We are looking at Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, and we are breaking down the subclasses. Today we are looking at barbarians, but wanted to talk very briefly about some changes that ended up in Tasha's for some previous subclasses. One of those being the wizard Bladesinger.
Yes.
A very significant change, though minor, with an extra sentence, has kind of changed the scope of the Bladesinger for the good. Can you break that down for us?
Yeah, so the Bladesinger was, it's a wizard arcane tradition originally published in the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. It's a sort of an elven tradition, elven wizards who weave together spell, song, and blade work into a dance of magic.
Mm-hmm.
And in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, there is a change to the blade song feature, which is sort of a special state that Bladesingers can enter that grants them increased mobility and agility and so forth. And it affects how many times per day you can use your blade song. Todd, I know there's something else you wanted to say, but this is the one that jumps out most at me. And it's originally blade song was like, you can use it twice, once for short or long rest. Now it's tied to a proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
So you use it more and more and more as you gain levels.
Right. So now it scales, which is nicer. Given them that is such a huge part of who you are, and you're not really getting it until much later, that's super important. And I like that it's tied to proficiency bonus.
Absolutely, but there's one big thing that you pointed out to me.
Yeah, there is a big thing, and that's the wording. So what's the original wording in Sword Coast?
Yeah, so just like fighters, Bladesingers get the extra attack feature. It's a pretty standard sort of martial character, lets you attack twice instead of once you make the attack action.
But they don't get to do that until 6th. They're
right,
the only ones.
They get it a level late.
They get a little later.
But here in the Tasha's reprint, they've added a sentence to it that says, moreover, you can cast one of your cantrips in place of one of those attacks. And that may seem like a very little thing, but there are a couple of cantrips specifically designed to pair well with the Bladesinger, and those are Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade, which involve a weapon attack.
Yeah.
So now, instead of giving up your whole action to make one attack with that cantrip, now you can weave it into your normal attack routine as a Bladesinger.
Super important.
Very nice little buff.
Yeah, because otherwise, because they effectively made Booming Blade and Green Flame Blade just for the Eldritch Knight and the Bladesinger. But yeah, if you take the attack action and you get 2 attacks, you are burning all of that if you cast Green Flame Blade, Booming Blade as it was written. And this really allows you to do some sword action. Then you can also use one of those cantrips at the same time.
Yeah, this is a nice little smoothing over of the action economy here.
Yeah, it makes the Bladesinger far more effective. I mean, the Bladesinger is still a wizard. Once you hit 20th level, why you're not dropping giant fireballs, I don't know. But it does make it more fun. I'm tempted now to revisit the Bladesinger and play one. So I think it's nice that they... it surprised me. It delighted me that they decided to go back and change it. I think that's fantastic, and they did so in the errata as well. So
they did so for a class that we talked about earlier on Todd Talks too, the Circle of Spores druid.
That's right.
We made a bit of a stink about
by me
about their Halo of Spores ability dealing the oft maligned and oft resisted poison damage to creatures, and that has been since changed to necrotic, which makes it a little bit easier to use. Especially just because everything from demons to devils to undead to constructs are just completely immune to most forms of poisons, which is just feels like a bad situation to get into when your core class features is.
And it didn't match up. So much of the damage you were doing was necrotic, so to suddenly shift to poison didn't fully make sense for that. So I'm glad it's all one type now. So that's great.
Nice little rough patch smoothed over.
Yeah, lots of little things smoothed over in a very nice way.
Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is available now on D&D Beyond. Purchase before January 5th to unlock the Cauldron dice set, as well as character sheet backdrops, themes and frames.